Welcome to your deep dive. We're going to explore something I think many of us feel, that frozen moment when you really want to learn something new or maybe start a creative project, but you just stop.
And that inertia.
Exactly. It's like hitting an invisible wall. We'll be looking at this through a Gestalt lens today.
Which offers some really helpful ways to understand what's happening right in that moment.
Right. So can you maybe recall a time you felt that tightness, that kind of inner, whoa, hold on, right before diving into something unfamiliar?
Oh, definitely. It's such a common human thing, isn't it?
Hmm.
You have the desire, maybe even excitement,
Yeah.
and then boom, resistance. You just can't seem to make that first move.
Yes. Like you sit down with that new app or you open that blank document, like the intention is there.
Hmm.
But then this powerful pullback happens. It doesn't feel like just laziness, does it? It feels deeper.
Much deeper. It's not just in your head.
And I bet a lot of people listening recognize that feeling, maybe a knot in the stomach or that little voice.
Whispering doubts.
Yeah. Can you connect with that sensation right now, that inner hesitation when you face the new?
And notice the physical part of it too. Often the body knows first. Maybe your breath gets a bit shallow.
Or tension in the shoulders? I know, I get that.
Yes. It registers the resistance before we even consciously label it.
So let's picture it again. That blank page, maybe an instrument you want to play.
Yeah.
What do you actually feel? Tight chest.
Jaw clenching, maybe.
That thought of, oh, I'm going to mess this up anyway.
Right. And the fascinating thing is, this isn't just about, say, writing that one email. It touches our whole relationship with learning,
Yeah,
with ourselves.
it really does. I remember you mentioning someone, Sarah, who wanted to write.
Yes, Sarah. She had this deep, deep longing to write for years.
Hmm.
But every time she sat down, paralyzed, stuck on the first sentence, the first paragraph, rewriting, deleting,
Just spinning her wheels.
completely, just
Right.
draining all her energy, trying to make it perfect from the get-go.
So that initial spark, that desire to create, was almost instantly smothered by self-criticism.
Exactly. And when we really explored that, really paid attention to what was happening in the moment she felt blocked,
What came up?
it turned out her fear wasn't just, is this writing any good?
Hmm.
It went way back. Back to experiences where making mistakes meant feeling shame.
Ah, okay. Like strict teachers, maybe critical parents.
Precisely. And those experiences weren't just memories. They were like alive in her body, still shaping how she approached writing now.
Wow. So she was trying to edit out any possibility of judgment before she even started?
It's a great way to put it. Preemptively editing out the risk.
That's huge. How those old experiences act like invisible gatekeepers. So for anyone listening, maybe take a second. When you approach something new, where do you feel that tension? Is there a specific spot in your body?
For a lot of people, it's the stomach, that knot, or the throat tightens up.
Yeah, like you can't speak your truth.
Exactly. And these aren't random. They're clues, signposts pointing towards these older patterns.
And you mentioned a Gestalt concept, creative adjustment. Sarah's perfectionism sounds like it fits that.
It's a perfect example. Creative adjustment is basically how we learn to adapt to our environment as kids to survive emotionally.
Okay.
So, if making mistakes consistently led to feeling bad, criticized, ignored, whatever the mind, we'd naturally figure out ways not to make mistakes.
Right. Makes sense.
For Sarah, that strategy became intense perfectionism. For someone else, it might be procrastination, always finding a reason to put it off.
Or just avoiding the situation altogether.
Exactly. Just steer clear of anything where you might mess up or be judged. These were smart strategies back then. They helped us cope.
So they were actually creative ways to adjust. Helpful originally.
Yes, they were adaptive. But the problem is they get wired in. They become automatic.
And what worked then doesn't necessarily work now.
Right. Those old survival skills become the very things that limit us as adults, stopping us from engaging fully.
Like with Maria, the client interested in photography.
Yes, Maria. She really wanted to get off the automatic settings on her camera, learn more. But she was completely stuck.
What was blocking her? Not the technical stuff.
No, not really. As we talked, it became clear it was about being seen. She was terrified of taking bad photos and what that would mean.
What people would think of her.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That fear of judgment was so strong, it basically overshadowed her desire to learn. In Gestalt terms, the fear became the figure, pushing the desire into the ground.
So it wasn't about skill, it was vulnerability. The fear that imperfect photos meant she was imperfect or not worthy somehow.
You've got it. And that belief is incredibly common, isn't it? That our worth is tied to our performance, that mistakes are dangerous.
And that's what leads to the freezing, the getting stuck we started with. All that energy just trapped.
Precisely. We talk about the cycle of experience in Gestalt. You have a need, you mobilize energy, you act, you make contact, you integrate.
A natural flow.
Yes, but fear often slams the brakes on right at the mobilization stage. You want to act, but the fear interrupts the cycle.
Stops the energy from flowing into action.
Exactly. It creates this huge inner tension, like driving with one foot on the gas and one on the brake. It's exhausting.
So much energy spent just holding back.
Mm-hmm.
So thinking about that cycle, for those listening, where do you usually get stuck? Is it right at the start? Or maybe partway through, when things get tricky?
And notice how that feels, that heaviness, that mental fog.
Yeah.
Try seeing those not as proof you're failing, but as signals, signs that your natural process got interrupted somewhere.
And often, we don't even realize why, right? These patterns are unconscious.
Very often. So we blame ourselves. I'm lazy, I lack motivation.
When really it's this unconscious protection mechanism kicking in.
Yes, it's this internal conflict.
Yeah.
The conscious mind wants to learn, but these older protective parts are scared of failure, scared of judgment.
A real tug of war inside.
Definitely. And it shows up in lots of ways. Hypercriticism is a big one, tearing down your own work before anyone else can.
Or endless preparation. Researching forever but never actually starting.
Yes. Feeling like you're never quite ready. Or coming up with really good reasons why now isn't the right time.
Rationalizations.
All designed to keep us safe, but ultimately keeping us stuck.
And we lose touch with that simple curiosity we had as kids, just exploring without pressure.
That natural impulse gets buried.
So what's the first step out? How do we start untangling this?
Awareness.
Yeah.
Just awareness. Recognizing the pattern is the beginning of changing it.
Naming the fear.
Naming it, feeling it physically without judging it, maybe getting curious about where it came from. That starts to give you back some choice.
The choice to engage anyway, even imperfectly.
Exactly. Remember Sarah with the blank page? It mirrored her own frozen state.
Right.
But when she started to acknowledge the fear, really feel it in her body, not just think about it, she could move through it.
Her writing didn't have to be perfect. It just had to be real.
And that was the key. It became hers. That felt more important than perfection.
Just acknowledging what's happening, body and mind, that seems crucial. Learning happens through the fear, not by pretending it isn't there.
Let's look closer at that space. That gap between wanting to do something and actually doing it, where the interruption happens.
Okay.
You mentioned James, the public speaker, his mind going blank, body tensing up.
Yeah, total freeze response.
And when we really stayed with his experience in that moment, we found it wasn't just nerves. It was specific, like a tightening in his throat.
Physically stopping the words.
Almost. His system was protecting him from what felt like imminent danger, rejection, judgment.
And you link this to unfinished business in Gestalt, past experiences.
Exactly. Often current fears are echoes of old situations that never got resolved. Maybe, like James, his voice was shut down or criticized in the past.
And those experiences don't just vanish.
No, they stay active, influencing how we react now, like an old blueprint for threat response.
Wow. So the past is literally present in our bodies in those reactions.
It really is.
Yeah.
So again, for everyone listening, when you think about trying that new thing, where does the sensation show up? Chest, jaw, stomach.
These aren't random aches.
No, they're valuable clues. Windows into your own unique creative adjustment, that pattern that once helped, but now holds you back.
Like Maria's perfectionism with photography. Another adjustment turned barrier.
Right, she started to see how needing everything perfect before starting was her way of avoiding judgment.
But it also stopped her from starting at all.
And that inner voice, wait till it's perfect, learn more first. It wasn't lack of desire, it was a defense.
Avoiding the vulnerability of being a beginner.
Yes, and these defenses often work together, don't they? Like her perfectionism linked with procrastination.
Putting it off, then justifying it. Needing better gear, more time.
Creating this seemingly solid wall against taking action. But awareness starts to create cracks in that wall.
It really makes you reflect on your own justifications, doesn't it? When I hesitate, what story am I telling myself? Is it really about timing or resources?
Or is it about protecting myself from feeling vulnerable?
You also mentioned pseudo-stupidity. That sounds intriguing.
Yeah, it's a fascinating one. Acting like you don't understand or deliberately underperforming.
Why? To lower expectations.
Exactly. To avoid the pressure, the risk of failing when you're trying your best. If you don't really try, you can't really fail, right?
Kind of self-sabotage.
In a way, or creating super complex rules around learning, making it impossible to start. Or that hypercriticism we talked about,
Attacking yourself first.
all pointing back to that underlying fear. And often, a disconnection from the present. Fear becomes the figure, pushing the actual desire, the curiosity, into the ground.
Overshadowed by worries about future failure.
Totally. Like Tom learning Spanish, paralyzed by grammar anxiety.
What was underneath that for him?
It wasn't really about verb conjugations. It was about being seen learning, being judged for mistakes. That fear became the main thing.
So the fear of imperfection blocked his desire to connect through language.
Yes. Learning felt like a threat, not an opportunity.
But awareness helped him shift his relationship with that fear.
It did, not by fighting it, but by noticing it, feeling where it lived in his body, the tight chest, the knot in his stomach.
Just noticing, without judgment.
And that changed its power. The fear didn't vanish, but it became manageable, more localized, less overwhelming.
So bringing awareness is the key. It unlocks things.
It really is. And this leads to thinking about responsibility differently.
How so?
Not responsibility as blame, but as ability to respond. Choosing to stay with the discomfort consciously instead of automatically avoiding it.
Reclaiming authorship of your experience.
Exactly. Not pushing recklessly, but making an intentional choice to engage with your growth, even when it's uncomfortable.
So it's about making a conscious choice how to relate to those feelings.
Yes. Think about Sarah again with her writing, learning to just sit with the tight shoulders, the shallow breath.
Instead of running away.
Right. By acknowledging those sensations, not trying to fix them, she created space, an opening for something new.
Her writing became more authentic, even if the struggle was still there.
And the struggle itself became meaningful, connected to her desire, not just the fear. Which brings us to contact.
Another key Gestalt idea.
Yes. Real learning needs contact with yourself, the material, the world. Fear breaks that contact.
We'll pull back.
And we miss valuable information. The subtle cues, the nuances. Think about times you were so focused on not messing up.
You weren't really present with the learning itself.
Exactly. The
Yeah.
joy, the satisfaction of discovery gets lost. We're so busy avoiding the negative, we miss the positive.
So what if we reframed mistakes? Saw them not as failures, but as part of the process.
That's the shift. It's not about pretending everything's rosy. It's about widening our awareness to hold all of it, the excitement and the fear, the curiosity and the doubt.
Being present with the whole spectrum, that's where transformation happens.
And sometimes really small shifts in awareness lead to big changes. Like Maria with her photos.
What happened when she started taking imperfect ones?
Well, she allowed herself to take them. And crucially, she started sharing some. And the harsh judgment she expected, it didn't really happen.
Oh, interesting.
People responded more to the authenticity, the effort, than the technical perfection.
So the reality was different from her fear.
Often is. It didn't erase her perfectionism overnight, but it gave her a new perspective, a new understanding of connection.
That's powerful. Our fears about others are often projections.
Absolutely. So for everyone listening, maybe reflect. Where do you interrupt your own process? How does fear show up for you? What stories do you tell yourself?
No quick answers needed, just noticing.
Exactly. The goal isn't zero fear. It's a more compassionate relationship with your own growth.
Because there's that paradox you mentioned.
Right. When we can truly be with the fear, feel it, acknowledge it, understand its roots, it starts to loosen its grip.
Not by conquering it.
But by integrating it, making it part of the whole, not something to fight. And that creates space for something new.
So practically speaking, how do we start? What are the steps?
Good question. And often it starts small. Surprisingly small. Remember Sarah's 5 minutes of writing?
Yeah, no pressure, just 5 minutes.
It felt tiny, but it was a crack in the armor. A safe space for her voice. It's about finding manageable contact.
Manageable contact, I like that.
If we set huge goals, we often trigger the same old fear. Small, safe steps build bridges between desire and vulnerability.
It's about respecting our own pace.
Yes. Like Maria deciding to take just one imperfect photo a day.
The focus wasn't the result, but staying connected to the intention.
Exactly. Maintaining contact without the crushing pressure. So what's one small, sustainable step someone listening could take today?
10 minutes of practice. Sharing with one trusted person.
Giving yourself permission to be messy. A total beginner.
Yeah. And remembering mistakes are okay, even good.
Absolutely. That idea of creative failure. Things go off plan, but lead to unexpected discoveries.
Like James in his speech. Mind blank, vulnerable pause, but deeper connection resulted.
Exactly. That failure became a turning point. Growth isn't linear, it's a spiral.
We revisit challenges with more awareness each time.
Mistakes aren't setbacks, they're stepping stones. Adding layers, bringing us closer to integration.
And these small steps can have wider effects, right? Ripple effects.
They really can. Maria's photography shift, it bled into other areas. Deeper relationships, more creativity generally.
Wow. That one small step catalyzed bigger changes.
It often does. And remember, it's not always smooth sailing. Old patterns will pop up.
That's normal.
Totally normal. And those moments aren't failures either. They're invitations to deepen awareness, practice compassion.
Meeting resistance with kindness, not criticism.
Yes, like Tom with his Spanish. Doubt still comes up, but now he relates to it differently. He notices it, gently redirects. That changes everything.
Okay, so as we start to wrap up, maybe some key principles to hold on to.
Sure. 3 might be helpful based on what we've discussed.
Great.
First, permission before perfection. Really allow yourself to learn imperfectly. Mistakes are teachers.
Okay, permission before perfection.
Second, presence over progress. Focus on being engaged now, in the learning moment, more than just the outcome. Value the discovery.
Presence over progress.
Yeah.
Got it.
And third, process, not product. Appreciate the journey itself, the exploration, the challenges, maybe even more than the final thing.
Process, not product. Those are really helpful anchors.
And remember, using them isn't about perfection either.
Right.
Their power is in the awareness. Just noticing when you slip into old habits, that is progress. That's something to acknowledge.
So as we finish this deep dive, just an invitation to listeners, take a breath. Notice if anything shifted for you during our chat.
Maybe a little softening somewhere, a sense of possibility, or maybe still some resistance, but it feels different somehow.
Whatever it is, it's okay. It's valuable information.
And maybe one last thought.
Right.
Real transformation often starts with questions, not answers. So maybe carry these with you. What would learning feel like with full permission to be imperfect?
Okay.
How might my relationship with mistakes change if I saw them as allies?
Allies, interesting.
And what small experiment could help me stay present with my growth today?
Powerful questions to live with. Thank you for that.
You're welcome. And let them breathe, No need for instant answers. Just let them guide your awareness.
Because embracing the uncertainty, the imperfection, that's where the capacity to learn and transform really lies.
Beautifully put.
So as we close, just remember, your learning journey is yours alone, yet it connects you to everyone else who's striving and growing.
Every choice to engage with fear instead of turning away adds to your story of courage.
And learning isn't just about skills, it's about becoming more fully alive, more connected.
Yes.
So carry forward both the clarity and the mystery. Trust those small steps. Their impact is bigger than you might think.
And next time you feel that hesitation, that freeze,
Pause and ask.
what wants to emerge here? What part of me is ready to grow? Those questions hold the seeds, waiting for your awareness.